Have you ever wondered what mistakes Naruto would never make if he got one more chance? Imagine waking up as Naruto Uzumaki from the very beginning, but with all the memories of the original timeline. You already know every betrayal, every battle, and every heartbreaking loss. What would you change first? Which mistakes would you avoid? And could those choices completely reshape the ninja world? Let's find out. The moment Naruto opens his eyes, he immediately realizes he's back at the very beginning. He's only a newborn, lying safely in his mother's arms for just a few precious moments before everything unfolds exactly as he remembers. Kurama is still sealed inside him. His parents still sacrifice themselves. No matter how badly he wants to stop it, he's simply too young to change fate. But one thing is different this time. Naruto remembers everything. As the years pass, Naruto refuses to repeat his first mistake from his previous life. Instead of wasting his childhood pulling pranks just to get attention, he quietly focuses on becoming stronger. He understands that every hour he spends fooling around is an hour he could be training. The villagers still ignore him, but unlike before, their words no longer control his emotions. The third Hokage quickly notices the difference. Instead of finding Naruto painting the Hokage monument, he often discovers him reading old history books or practicing basic taijutsu alone in the forest. Hiruzen begins checking on him more often, wondering how such a young child could be so calm. Although he never learns the truth, he slowly starts believing Naruto truly inherited Minato's determination. Before long, Naruto decides to avoid another major mistake. In the original timeline, he spent years seeing Kurama as nothing more than a monster. This time, he enters his subconscious far earlier than before. Instead of demanding power, Naruto introduces himself. He apologizes for the hatred they shared in the previous life, and promises that things will be different this time. Kurama doesn't believe a single word at first. After centuries of betrayal, trusting a human isn't easy. Still, Naruto keeps returning, day after day, month after month. Eventually, Kurama begins answering his questions instead of roaring in anger. A friendship that originally took 16 years now starts before Naruto even enters the academy. By the time Naruto is 6 years old, his chakra control has already improved dramatically thanks to Kurama's guidance. When academy classes begin, Naruto avoids another mistake. Rather than acting like the class clown, he deliberately keeps a low profile. He knows drawing unnecessary attention only creates more enemies. Instead, he quietly studies every lesson, pretending to struggle just enough that nobody suspects anything unusual. This decision changes something unexpected. Sasuke starts paying attention to him much earlier. Instead of viewing Naruto as an annoying rival, Sasuke becomes curious about the quiet boy who somehow keeps matching his scores without showing off. Their rivalry still exists, but it's built on respect instead of constant arguments. Naruto also changes the way he treats Sakura. He remembers how much time he wasted chasing someone who never returned those feelings. Rather than constantly trying to impress her, he simply acts like a supportive teammate. Surprisingly, Sakura begins respecting Naruto much sooner because he's no longer acting immature. Everything continues normally until graduation. Naruto remembers failing the graduation exam several times because he couldn't perform the clone jutsu properly. This time, however, he already understands chakra control. Even so, he intentionally performs just well enough to graduate alongside the rest of his class. He has no interest in changing Team 7. Some things are worth preserving. Soon after comes the Mizuki incident. Naruto instantly recognizes the trap. Instead of stealing the Forbidden Scroll, he secretly informs Hiruzen about Mizuki's betrayal. Hidden Anbu quickly surround the meeting place, capturing Mizuki before his plan can even begin. Iruka witnesses Naruto's incredible maturity and finally understands that the lonely boy he's watched for years has quietly grown into someone extraordinary. When Kakashi becomes Team 7's leader, Naruto avoids perhaps his biggest mistake from the original story. Every mission becomes another opportunity to learn. He constantly asks Kakashi about chakra natures, tracking techniques, battlefield awareness, and strategy. Kakashi is surprised by Naruto's endless curiosity, eventually deciding to teach him advanced concepts years earlier than before. Then comes the Land of Waves. Naruto already knows exactly how dangerous Zabuza is. Instead of charging forward recklessly, he works together with Sasuke from the very beginning. Their teamwork catches Zabuza completely off guard. Kakashi defeats him far sooner, leaving Haku with almost no opportunity to interfere. When Naruto finally faces Haku, he notices the hesitation hidden beneath the young ninja's mask. Remembering Haku's tragic future, Naruto refuses to finish the fight with hatred. Instead, he offers another choice. Zabuza initially laughs at the idea, but Naruto's words slowly reach both of them. For the first time in years, Haku realizes someone truly understands his pain. Rather than dying on the bridge, both Haku and Zabuza surrender, planting the seeds for their eventual redemption. Back in Konoha, Naruto begins preparing for a threat nobody else knows is coming: Orochimaru. Instead of waiting for the Chunin exams, Naruto spends months secretly researching sealing techniques. He knows ordinary attacks won't be enough against someone as dangerous as the Snake Sennin. By the time the Forest of Death begins, Naruto senses Orochimaru's chakra almost immediately. He quietly warns Sasuke and Sakura to stay together, while creating dozens of hidden shadow clones throughout the forest. When Orochimaru finally attacks, he discovers Naruto is already waiting. The battle is far tougher than before, but Naruto successfully prevents Sasuke from receiving the curse mark. Orochimaru retreats, realizing someone somehow knows far too much about him. Although Naruto wins this battle, he understands something important. Changing history also creates new dangers. Orochimaru becomes obsessed with discovering why Naruto always seems one step ahead. As the Chunin exams continue, Naruto remembers another painful lesson: Rock Lee. In the original timeline, Lee nearly sacrificed his entire future by opening too many inner gates against Gaara. Before the match, Naruto quietly pulls Lee aside. He doesn't reveal the future. Instead, he simply reminds Lee that protecting his body is just as important as proving his strength. Guy overhears the conversation and smiles proudly. During the fight, Lee still gives everything he has, but he knows exactly when to stop. Gaara wins, yet Lee walks away under his own power. One small conversation changes an entire life. Soon, Orochimaru launches his invasion of Konoha. Naruto wastes no time. The moment he spots the disguised Kazekage, he alerts Kakashi, Guy, and the ANBU. Orochimaru loses the advantage of surprise, forcing him into battle much earlier than planned. Although the invasion still causes destruction, Hiruzen survives. The village suffers heavy damage, but its leader remains alive to guide the next generation. As Naruto grows stronger, he remembers another mistake from his original life: waiting too long to learn Sage Mode. Instead of delaying his training, he asks Jiraiya to begin teaching him as soon as possible. Jiraiya is amazed by Naruto's discipline. The boy who once struggled to sit still can now meditate for hours. Months pass, and Naruto masters techniques that originally took years to learn. Still, he refuses to become overconfident, because he remembers exactly what pride can cost. Then comes another decision: Sasuke's growing darkness. Naruto knows he can't force someone.
Instead of constantly arguing, he chooses a different approach. He spends more time with Sasuke between missions, sharing meals, training together, and quietly reminding him that he still has people who care about him. For a while, it seems to work. But memories of the Uchiha massacre continue haunting Sasuke. Eventually, Sasuke still leaves the village. Naruto doesn't chase him immediately. He knows forcing a battle now will only push Sasuke further away. Instead, he focuses on preparing for the Akatsuki. This becomes one of the hardest choices he ever makes, As Akatsuki begins hunting the tailed beasts, Naruto refuses to repeat another mistake, ignoring the other Jinchuriki. Using Kurama's knowledge, Naruto secretly reaches out to every host long before the organization can attack. Most of them don't trust him. Why would they? He's just another teenager claiming impossible things. But Naruto proves himself by revealing details only another Jinchuriki could possibly know. Slowly, they begin working together. Instead of standing alone, the tailed beast hosts create their own hidden alliance. When Deidara and Sasori attempt to capture Gaara, they discover an entirely different battlefield waiting for them. Several Jinchuriki arrive to reinforce the sand village. The Akatsuki are forced to retreat. For the first time, the organization realizes someone has completely disrupted their plans. Pain immediately shifts his attention toward Naruto. Meanwhile, Naruto keeps preparing for the inevitable invasion of Konoha. Unlike before, the village is far stronger. Jiraiya is alive. Kakashi is stronger. Hiruzen still leads the village. Several former enemies now stand alongside Konoha. When Pain finally attacks, Naruto enters the battlefield already in Sage mode. The battle shakes the entire village. Buildings collapse. Explosions echo across the hidden leaf. Yet this time Naruto isn't fighting alone. Every ally he saved throughout the years now returns the favor. Together, they slowly destroy the 6 paths of pain. Naruto eventually reaches Nagato himself. Rather than simply speaking about peace, Naruto shares everything he has witnessed across 2 different lives. Nagato realizes that Naruto isn't speaking from hope alone, he's speaking from experience. Unable to deny those words, Nagato chooses to trust him. But elsewhere, another storm begins forming. Obito finally realizes someone has rewritten history itself. From that moment onward, Naruto becomes his highest priority. The 4th Great Ninja War still arrives, only this time the allied shinobi forces are far more united. The tailed beasts willingly fight beside humanity instead of being treated as weapons. Thousands of shinobi who originally died are still alive. Every lesson Naruto learned through pain has become another advantage. Eventually, Naruto confronts Sasuke one final time, not as 2 rivals, but as 2 friends standing at different crossroads. Their battle is fierce. Neither side holds back. Yet Naruto no longer fights with desperation. He fights with understanding. This time, Sasuke finally sees what Naruto has been trying to protect since the very beginning. Not victory, not power, people. The fight ends without either of them losing an arm, without endless hatred, without another generation repeating the same cycle. Years later, Naruto finally becomes Hokage, but when people ask him how he changed the entire world, his answer is surprisingly simple. I stopped repeating my own mistakes, because in the end, becoming stronger wasn't what changed history. Learning from failure did, and sometimes one better decision is all it takes to create an entirely different future. If you had the chance to be reborn as Naruto, which mistake would you avoid first?